to get out of these bonds probably since they bought them.
So you don't see a turnaround in the works here?
Well, 3 years ago, Scarlett, this company was supposed to be making money now. And now it's supposed to be making money by 2020. And I'm guessing, by 2019, we'll hear about 2025. This company is structurally unprofitable.
If you've been following the news, it's pretty clear that Tesla is on the verge of collapse, aka bankruptcy. If it's not able to produce enough Model 3s for the insane orders it has to fill, then investors will lose hope for the EV automaker and begin shorting the stock. Pretty soon the charisma of Elon Musk will die out and Tesla will end up in the graveyard of companies that never thought would see the day of death given their amazing products and cult. This sounds like the expected turnaround for a company like Tesla, but I want to highlight why Tesla will not follow this fatalistic path and actually survive. It's very noticeable how advanced the technology of Tesla cars are. The insane acceleration, awesome over-the-air software updates, their self-driving tech known as autopilot, and even the automated robotic assembly system at the Gigafactory warrants this statement. I am left to wonder where this technology will go if Tesla were to go bankrupt. With automakers racing to begin producing EVs, it's pretty clear they'll do anything possible either to kill it or save it for use in their own fleet. It is pretty clear that the technological advancements of electric vehicles has been made with the help of Tesla taking the leap of faith and disrupting a multi-billion-dollar industry based off of gas-powered cars. For the technology to simply disappear is unlikely to happen, because as Peter Thiel says, great technology can make you unstoppable, and in other words, a monopoly. When Tesla was first found in 2003, Elon Musk was one of the first investors with $7.5 million initially invested to help get the Tesla Roadster into production. Eventually, Musk would invest $70 million of his own money to keep the electric vehicle automaker alive. That's not the least of the money that's been breathed into this EV startup. Nearly $500 million was taken as a US loan to keep Model S production going, which they paid back along with $300 million invested by investors alone. That's not to mention Tesla went public in 2010, raising $226 million. The point I'm trying to make is a lot of people have put a lot of money into this company, and letting it go bankrupt would mean losing their money. So if I were an investor that invested a good amount of my portfolio into Tesla, I'd do whatever it took to make sure it still survives, and even if it means investing more money. Overall, I do feel that the risk to let Tesla go simply is too great, and will warrant support from its investors in order to keep it going. There have been many rumors that Tesla would be acquired by a number of companies such as General Motors and Ford, but the focus should be on the company approaching a $1 trillion valuation, Apple. But before we make the speculation that they will acquire Tesla, let's take a look at the money of Apple. It's best understood by analyzing where a lot of Apple's money is located. For a company whose profits increase so quickly that the IRS is hounding it for taxes, it would do what any company has done for hundreds of years, move that money to an offshore subsidiary like Ireland in hopes of preventing that money from being eaten up by the taxation of the IRS. But with the recent change in the corporate tax law, Apple will be able to bring back a majority of the $280 billion of cash that was frozen overseas. This means it can invest in developing new products or say make a couple of acquisitions. Rumors of self-driving car projects coming out of their headquarters along with a potential Apple car have been just that, rumors. Yes, they've been doing research on such a project, but clearly they're a phone manufacturer. They have no business playing around with self-driving electric cars. Instead, they will acquire a company in this field the same way they acquired Siri for their voice assistant, Authentech for Touch ID, and Beats by Dr. Dre for headphones. Apple does have a lot of money to play with and can theoretically acquire almost any company they want, but are very conservative with who they acquire, mostly because they acquire what they need and badly want. It's clear that they can't possibly make their own electric car, and instead would make sense for them to acquire one that makes them so well, aka Tesla. The minimal design and stores representative of the Steve Jobs aura are modeled after Apple stores themselves. After all, Tesla is often considered the Apple of electric vehicles. No matter the turnout, this is the fate that would be ideal, saving a car company that has impacted the world in such a great way and would keep doing it if it were just kept alive. But as Plato said many years ago, the ideal exists only in the forms.